Let's have a look at the sky object here in Cinema 4D. Now this isn't technically a light, but you will use it at the same time that you're using lights. Now the sky command creates a sky object, and in contrast to the floor object, the sky is an infinitely large sphere whose center is the origin of the world coordinate system. So let's take a look at the sky object. I'm going to drop a floor in here, and then I am going to put a cube in the scene. Pull the cube up. Let's create a couple materials. So create something for the floor here. Get just a gray material and give it some reflection. I'm going to drop that on the floor. Also going to come up to my project settings, scroll down, and turn off linear workflow. I'm going to create another material. And on this material, I'm going to put a checkerboard on it. Go into the checkerboard setting, change it to 5 by 5. Just drop that on the cube. So right now, this is what we've got. I'm also going to come in here, drop a sphere in here, pull that over, pull it up, middle mouse click just to make sure that we have it sitting flush on our floor. I want to come over to the content browser, click on presets, click on visualize, materials, and I'm going to grab a metal. So let's take the HDRI, we're going to drop it on the sky object, and you'll see what's happening. The sky is basically a giant sphere that's covering everything. So if I render now, you're going to see this HDRI image is all around the scene. Now, basically what this is used for is it's used to give off reflections in your scene. The other thing that you'll need to do when you're using a sky object a lot of the times is you'll need to come over here, right click, go to Cinema 4D tags, and grab a compositing tag. Click on your compositing tag and you uncheck scene by camera. That way, that's not going to be over here in the distance like that anymore. Now, you still have a problem because it's reflecting off of your floor. So you want to come over here to your tag again, click on exclusions, and drop the floor in there. And that'll get rid of that problem. So the idea with the sky image is that it's going to create some light in your scene for sure, but it's also going to help sell your reflective materials. Let's just create our own material and create something that is very reflective. Something like that. Let's drop this on top of our sphere. Then you can see what's happening. It's completely reflecting our sky object. Go back over here to the content browser. See if I can get another metal object that will reflect well. Here's a couple of different ones. There's metal zinc, and here's chrome. Let's take a look and see what metal zinc looks like. Go back to the object tab. We'll drop the zinc on the cube, and we'll drop the chrome on the sphere. And let's have a render now. Okay, so you can see what we're getting here. Now let's come over here and double click on our HDRI image. So let's click on it right here. And let's turn the blurriness up to 6%. Now let's re-render again. Not much change. Let's come over here. Let's take the metal chrome material and turn its blurriness up to, let's say, 10%, which is the material that's on the sphere. Give that a render. And you can see how the reflections are starting to get a little blurry in there, which makes it a little more realistic looking. Also, something to be aware of, don't ever completely trust what you see in this render region here. If you want to get a true idea of what your render is looking like, you should go over here to your render settings and just do a full render right here, render to picture viewer. So if we do that, we can see this is a true idea of what our render is looking like so far. Let's try a couple more materials. Let's look down here. Metal grip. Let's drop that on our sphere and give that a render. Okay. Now this is really where you can see what I'm talking about. So we've got the sky object out here with the HDRI, and you're definitely getting these little specular highlights and reflections in this. So if I turn this off, let's just turn off the sky object. Actually, let me just render it like this. All right, so you can see it there. Now let me turn off the sky object and render it again, picture viewer. You can see that's the one with the sky object. This is without the sky object. So it really adds a lot to your scene to put one of those in there. So again, it's really as simple as put the sky object in, put an HDRI image on it, put a compositing tag on top of it, and in the compositing tag, turn off scene by camera, and then you're good to go. So that's the sky object here in Cinema 4D.